Sir, you have no authority for what you're about to state because what you're about to state is incorrect. That's not the way it works. You don't get to make the rules.
I'm not.
I'm ordering a competency.
It's against my religion to adhere or to assimilate to any statutory.
As it stands right now, this proceeding is not on indigenous land.
Well, that's a matter of perspective, sir.
It is. And the only perspective that's going to matter on that is mine. Young man, you're going to figure out something. We're playing by my rules, not yours. So do not say anything because you're going to figure that out real soon. I said you can go.
All right, guys. Today, we've got Judge Simpson going head-to-head with a classic sovereign citizen who thinks he can outsmart the system. This guy pulls out every trick in the sovereign citizen playbook, but Judge Simpson isn't having any of it. Things escalate quickly, and it gets seriously heated. As you're watching, let me know, do you think this guy actually believes what he's saying, or is he just putting on an act? Let's dive in and see how this showdown unfolds.
I am Tariq Smar Tariq the executor of the Tariq Smar Tariq Living Trust and the registered owner of the Tariq Smar Tariq Ex Relatione Kindaman Wilson Estate.
Right. So you are appearing here without an attorney. I do have to advise you that you are charged with the offense of fleeing and eluding in the third degree under the Motor Vehicle Code. That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and or $1,000 fine plus court costs. Additionally, the Secretary of State could suspend your driving privileges for up to a year. Do you understand that, sir?
I comprehend.
Do you understand?
I comprehend, yes.
The court has to further advise you that if you wish to be represented by counsel, the court would ensure that counsel would be appointed to represent you in this matter and that you would have counsel if you could not afford to hire counsel yourself. I also wish to advise you that the court would be treating you the same as it would the people in this case. There are certain dangers to representing yourself in this matter, in that you will be required to abide by the Michigan court rules, the Michigan rules of evidence, and all of the cases and statutory requirements. You understand that?
I do not.
You do not. What is it about that you do not understand?
It's against my religion to adhere or to assimilate to any statutory.
Sir, I'm not asking anything about your religion. It is irrelevant to me. I am indicating that in this proceeding, you will be required to abide by the rules of this court. Do you understand that?
I'm having a hard time understanding why or how religion doesn't play a role.
How what?
How religion does not play a role.
Religion does not play a role in what I do or what this court does. There are certain rules of this court established by the legislature and the Michigan Supreme Court regarding how these particular proceedings will be conducted. These proceedings will be conducted in accord with those rules. Do you understand that, sir?
Well, according to the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, as well as the international or the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, the state and the governments should.
Sir, you have no authority for what you're about to state because what you're about to state is incorrect.
This is exactly why I love Judge Simpson. He's a no-nonsense judge who refuses to entertain any of these sovereign citizen shenanigans, and honestly, we need way more of that. So many judges I cover on my channel are just too soft on these people, but not Judge Simpson. These sovereign citizens genuinely think they can talk their way out of any legal situation, but you can literally see this guy struggling to even understand the nonsense he's saying. He's just rattling off a script, grasping at straws, desperately hoping to get his case dismissed. It's insane how far these people will go just to avoid accountability. Like, have they never heard of actual laws? Honestly, I blame the education system because it clearly doesn't teach people how the legal system really works. The US courts run on facts, not some made-up idea of sovereign immunity and freedom from authority. And yeah, most of these guys are harmless, but should we start taking them more seriously in today's world? Or should we just sit back and enjoy the show? Because at this point, they're basically a traveling circus. Let me know what you guys think.
Oh, I am an indigenous person.
No,
so I do have
sir, what you're about to state is incorrect.
well,
If you were on indigenous lands, if that's where you're going, then maybe you might be right. As it stands right now, this proceeding is not on indigenous land.
well, that's a matter of perspective, sir.
It is, and the only perspective that's going to matter on that is mine. We are not on indigenous lands subject to indigenous or tribal rules.
Is
You
there a
are
law?
subject to the rules of the Michigan Supreme Court as they are promulgated, both in terms of procedure and evidence. Do you understand that that's what's happening, sir?
I do not.
What is it that you do not understand?
I don't understand.
Because I'm going to tell you something, sir. If you are unable to establish or understand what I'm saying, and go through this with you again, I have to assume that there may be some reason why you don't understand. This court will take precautions to protect your rights, and I will be sending you for a competency evaluation to make sure that you are competent to stand trial and to stand in these proceedings.
Well, I would agree to a competency if the prosecution as well as the court and the officers agree to take a competency.
That's not the way it works. You don't get to make the rules.
I'm not.
I'm ordering a competency.
I'm not making.
Defendant is ordered for a forensic evaluation. I will set a competency hearing in this matter for July 25th, 2024. At what time? At 9 a.m. Now, sir, I'm going to ask you this
Yes, sir.
because it's going to depend on where you may be staying for a period of time. If they send you information as to when you have your forensic interview,
Yes, sir.
are you going to cooperate and attend that interview?
Under threat, duress, and coercion. Yes.
Pardon?
Under threat, duress, and coercion. Yes.
No. Not how it works.
I can literally feel Judge Simpson about to erupt right now. I've seen him lose it before, and trust me, he is this close to hitting this idiot with a contempt charge. You can see it in his eyes. He's trying to keep his composure, but this guy just won't stop pushing it. Seriously, this dude must have had paint for lunch, because I'm losing brain cells just listening to him talk. He's completely out of his depth, and you can tell the judge is just waiting for the perfect moment to bring down the hammer. But this guy better watch his mouth before Judge Simpson decides he's had enough and throws him straight into jail. Let's dive back in and see if he keeps testing his luck.
I'm asking you, are you voluntarily going to cooperate?
I say yes.
Pardon?
I mean, under it, yeah. I mean, is this what are, excuse me, what are you relaying to in regard? What are you insinuating in regards to where I will stay for a time?
I'm going to make sure that we are going to have our forensic interview done. I've ordered a forensic interview. I am asking you whether or not, when given notice of that interview, whether or not you are going to voluntarily cooperate in that interview.
I will take the interview.
Excuse me?
I will take the interview.
Anything from the people?
Would the court ask the people to prepare the order for the competency?
Yes, please prepare the order for this. Is that your address, sir?
Excuse me? That's correct.
All right. All right, very good.
And so I will send a copy to that address.
Very good. All right. This time then bond is continued.
Yes, sir. And I'm sorry, can I get that date again, please, sir? If I can put it in my calendar.
July 25th. You were supposed to, so I'm assuming you're waiving it. You were supposed to file your motion with
I
the
did,
court.
I filed it.
When did you file it?
I brought it in today.
Do we have it?
I gave it, I mean, it was stamped and everything. I gave it to the reception.
Why didn't you file it before today?
Well, as I stated at the last hearing,
No, don't go through what
additional
you
week.
stated at the last hearing.
Well, you
You
asked.
knew that, no, you knew it was supposed to be filed before the day. Young man, you're gonna
That's in-
figure out something. We're playing by my rules, not yours. So you know, do not say anything because you're gonna figure that out real soon. Do they have it?
I have not received a response yet.
Since I'm sending in for competency, I can't hear that. I can't hear his motion in any event. So I won't hear his motion at this time. He'll have to refile it timely if he's determined to be competent. So I'll have his bond continue. He can go.
I
What?
didn't get the last part that you said. The bond continued and what?
I said you can go.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I posted the second half of this video a while ago, so if you want to see how this idiot's hearing played out, make sure to check that out. But for real, if Judge Simpson hit me with that death stare after all the dumb questions this guy just asked, I'd be rethinking my entire life. Like, my whole approach to court would change instantly. But these sovereign citizens, man, they've got such an ego problem. I honestly think some of them know they're wrong, but just refuse to admit it. Sure, there are definitely some who fully believe in this nonsense, but guys like the one we just watched? It's pure pride stopping them from backing down. Even when it's crystal clear they're out of line, these sovereign citizens will go to ridiculous lengths just to avoid accountability. It's honestly wild. And speaking of accountability, let's take a moment to appreciate Judge Simpson. This guy is doing exactly what the law should be doing, keeping people in check. I honestly wish more judges handled cases like him because, in my opinion, too many of them are way too soft, especially when it comes to sovereign citizens. We need more judges like Simpson who aren't afraid to drop the hammer and shut down this nonsense. I mean, just imagine if we sent all these people to an island, or at least a jail, where they couldn't clog up the court system anymore. The world would be a much better place. But really, it all starts with the judges. If more of them stepped up their game, we wouldn't have to deal with half this nonsense. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this hearing. This one was definitely entertaining, but the guy's argument was just the usual recycled sovereign citizen nonsense. Nothing we haven't seen before. At this point, they're just wasting time and backing up the court system, and it's honestly ridiculous. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day, so stay tuned for more. I appreciate all of you watching. Thank you, and take care.